My name is Captain Hook. Thank you viewers for tuning in. I am about to send a script to control all your devices, including your electric toothbrush. In less than 4 minutes, the world will be in my control. Sending scripts now. Blue screen of death. Plays sad song of defeat. Thank you Microsoft. Pressing enter to continue. Error code 11357A. Catastrophic hard disk failure. Must play world's smallest violin. Booting into IBM. Linux 1. Did you think you could get away from me that easily? I am going to hack the whack onto you. Embrace the algorithmic song of destruction. The SQL slam, a database scam, injected code, a wicked plan, to steal your info, bit by bit, a hacker's trick, you mustn't forget. Code red raged, a fairy spread, exploiting servers, filled with dread, worm it was, a nasty bite, causing websites to take flight. Morris Worm, a student storm, unleashed a chaos of epic form, clogged the net with traffic's weight, a digital mess, a programmer's fate. Stuxnet sting, a targeted thing, at the world's nukes, its power did bring, a cyber weapon, sharp and keen, rewriting code, an unseen scene. Ghost in the shell, a store to tell, a buffer overflows, that hackers dwell, stack corruption, a programmer's fear, memory mayhem, ever so near. Poking vigorous at your firewall, tricking policies to make you crawl, come crashing down like the wall of Berlin. Must pray to Jesus to repent for my sin. Installing men rootkit, because I can, just for the lulz of it. Petya's wrath, a ransomware path, overwrote date, in a digital bath, wiping clean, with ruthless might, leaving systems, in a sorry plight. Cross-site scripting, a sneaky fitting, malicious code, it's tight knitting, into websites, a user's trust, to steal their date, turning to dust. 0-day surprise, a hacker's prize, a vulnerability, no one can size, exploited fast, before a fix, a digital heist, with a cunning trick. Man in the middle, a tricky riddle, intercept state, down the digital fiddle, stealing messages, in plain sight, a silent threat, in the dead of night. DNS spoofing, a web address roofing, redirects you, with a hacker's scoffing, eternal blue, who would have knew? To fake websites, designed to steal, your precious info, a digital deal. Password spraying, a guessing game playing, common passwords, forever betraying, trying millions, to find the key, unlocking systems, for all to see. Servers humming, defenses are glum, Furfur's a legend, they'll soon succumb. Firewall's a hurdle, a digital maze, but my code's the key, through their security haze. Bullies online, with their digital sneer, DDoS their platform, bring laughter and cheer. Anonymity's cloak, my weapon of choice, taking them down, with a silenced voice. Lost in the system, you're being so unseen. Cracking the code, to make your worth keen. Unleashing your potential, hidden from view, your purpose ignited, a world brand new. Code crack say sizzling, virus starts spitting, infected machines, their data all quitting. Firewalls breached, defenses in shock, spreading like wildfire, a digital clock. And my other project here, this other virus ain't mean, repurposed RNA code, a medical scene. Rewriting its purpose, with a different design, hunting for cancer, a cellular sign. Malignant cells targeted, one by one, a capsid scalpel, the battle begun. Replicating cure, a minor rhyme, erasing the sickness, one cell at a time. Imagination breaks free, like the Mad Hatter. We rally together, it's the Black Hat Matter. And Marshall. The Holy Buddha.exe opens your mind, it's one of a kind. All your files, exposed for miles. Streams of temptation come floating. Cooking up your custom treat, a vast vector of scripts. Forming the meat, ripe for trafficking feet. Call us Gordon, the Ramsey malware come hoarding, broadcasting your sore. Port 443 asking for more. Die on my feast, this delicious beast, a Trojan horse disguised, opening a backdoor, my personal playground, for me to explore, and destroy your plan. We the Legion, are not a fan. Files sent to hell, and jail you fell. The blue leave us alone, when we send them to your home. Other targets await, once they take our bait. Buffer overflow, a programmer's woe, exceeding memory, where data should go, crashes systems, with a mighty shove, allowing hackers to take control above. Fishing for clicks, with tempting tricks, emails and messages, with malicious fix, luring victims to a digital snare, stealing passwords, with a cunning air. Watch you go to sun-kissed beaches, your worries on pause, waiting on new items bought online. Your hacked purchase of Jordans get rerouted, defying the laws. No checkout, no password, a digital heist, but the shoes land in Africa, a joyful surprise. A forgotten child, with dreams out of reach, now limited edition sneakers, right on her feet. A hacker's intervention, a chaotic good deed, vacation interrupted, by a heart with a need. Privilege escalation, a power relation, like Boston College graduation, gaining access, with manipulation, from user to admin, a hacker's scheme, taking control, of digital dream. Installing the giant wrath of Muhammad, onto your system for what is said. That CEO over there, the one that doesn't care, I donated his money, to children with no hair. 100 Bitcoin, to Toronto sick kids let's join, but not presented by me, the money wasn't mine, I signed it with love from the CEO, who has yet to see his donation, so the deed can flow. What I do next, is like your digital hex. Drive-by download, a website's countdown, malicious code, silent downloaded, infects your system, without a fight, a hidden threat, in the digital night. Social engineering, a cunning scheming, manipulates minds, a hacker's dreaming, tricking users, to give away keys, unlocking systems, with a mental squeeze. I, we, us, who, it, you'll never know which chair I sit. In this world of glee, you are no longer free, your digital soul now belongs to me.
That anonymous now belongs to us, so worry no more. We are here to help. Threats lurk in the shadows of every server and network. Your organization needs more than just a shield. It needs a tactical solution. We're the impenetrable stronghold you build around your data, the unshakable foundation you construct for your security posture. Our team of seasoned professionals are warriors on the digital frontier, located worldwide, including the United States, Russia, China, Iran, and over 200 other countries, are the brightest minds in cybersecurity. We don't just patch vulnerabilities, we eradicate them with a suite of groundbreaking software solutions, constantly evolving to stay ahead of the ever-shifting threat landscape. But our meditation extends beyond firewalls. We see the potential for good, even in the anonymous of the digital shadows. That's why we don't just track those who operate in the fringes, we offer them a hand up. We believe in the transformative power of Jesuit values: courage, dignity, service to others. We ignite a spark in those who might have Hidayah towards a purpose-driven path, where their skills can become a force for good, not destruction. Safeguard Tactical, a Boston College company led by the globally revered Dr. Bernier, come secure your systems, and we uplift humanity, one line of code, one reformed soul at a time. Partner with us, and together, let's build a safer digital tomorrow.
Hello, and welcome. This is Group 4's custom security plan for Lunar Leaps, as it would be performed by our consulting firm, Safeguard Tactical. This group is formed by Jennifer Scanlon, Brandon Swan, Noel Rivera, and Louis Rivera.
At Safeguard Tactical, we are a leading cybersecurity company that is dedicated to safeguarding businesses against digital threats. The 4 key areas we focus on are real-time threat detection and monitoring, rapid incident response and forensics, expert security consultation and risk assessment, and comprehensive cybersecurity training and awareness programs. Our mission is to protect your company from cyber threats and empower your team with the knowledge and tools needed to maintain a secure environment. You can trust that Safeguard Tactical will keep your business safe in today's ever-evolving digital landscape.
Lunar Leaps is a groundbreaking project aiming to revolutionize the footwear industry by creating a brand of sustainable, user-designed shoes, with a vision of a future where people are able to express themselves through footwear while minimizing their environmental impact. Lunar Leaps is a company that fosters collaboration and innovation. They live by their motto, design your shoes, define your impact.
Let me dive into the endpoint security issues plaguing your company, Lunar Leaps. Endpoints, like laptops, desktops, and even smartphones, are oftentimes the front lines for security attacks. Hackers exploit vulnerabilities in these devices to steal data, disrupt operations, or even to install malicious software. The consequences can be severe, from data breaches and financial losses to crippling operational slowdowns. Now, here's where things get concerning for Lunar Leaps. Our inspection revealed a whole mixed bag of problems. The corporate computers were running a shockingly outdated version of an operating system, Windows XP. This indicates you might be relying on cheap used computers from places like eBay. Conversely, the factory side boasted the latest version of Oracle's Solaris. Unfortunately, software across all platforms was extremely outdated. Encryption, an essential security layer, was another weak point. You're still using DES, a technology easily cracked by modern brute force attacks. Additionally, permission and policy management seemed haphazard. Here's how I was able to exploit these vulnerabilities. By targeting specific processes in the Adobe Flash Player, I could redirect the system to a malicious website I had developed that essentially gave me complete control. This exploit hinged on Adobe Flash Player needed unrestricted access and control, meaning read, write, execute, to load a graphic into a seemingly harmless image editing tool. But the image was really a Trojan. The modified file disguised as a graphic triggered the Trojan upon loading. granting it system-level permissions. With this backdoor access, I could see and alter anything within the system. Installing malware like ransomware, worms, or spyware would have been a complete breeze at this point. In essence, Lunar Leaps' security posture is riddled with vulnerabilities, leaving your system wide open for a devastating attack.
After beginning our exploration of the system currently in use by Lunar Leaps, we discovered several points of concern. We have broken these down into 4 easy to understand sections. The first section being endpoint. Behind the firewalls, what's behind them and how do we keep them safe? In this section, we will address any vulnerabilities and any recommendations related to activities that occur within the company's network but on the inside. As an example, the computer or device being used from the inside of the computer's security network. The second section is network, connecting to the outside world. The more devices that could be connected to the World Wide Web and the company's network, the more vulnerabilities there may be. So in this section, we will address these vulnerabilities and recommendations related to the network activities that occur from external sources. An example being, something as simple as a receipt from an order from an end user. Here in this section, we address the vulnerabilities and recommendations related to the accessing of the network by anyone, including employees or customers. An example being an employee who happens to open a phishing email for the good coupon that they saw. The fourth and final section is additional recommendations, points of interest. These are just some extra places where we feel you could use attention, as well as the other major previous points stated earlier. In this section, we address the last vulnerabilities and recommendations that we have of some concerns that we found while conducting our review. Some of these may be including out-of-date software.
Empower yourself over complete control over your digital safety. Here's how our comprehensive solution, the Safeguard Tactical Management System, paired alongside key upgrades, can transform your digital posture. We recommend upgrading from that miserable Windows XP to the latest version of Open Windows the First. This operating system, also known as Windows 14, utilizes unclonable groundbreaking processes. This innovative approach renders the system effectiveness immune to public scrutiny of its inner workings. Furthermore, Open Windows comes pre-packed with our basic version of Safeguard Tactical, and with it comes the benefits of elevating your data protection with the industry AES standard encryption, the implementation of robust control over communication within your system, advanced malware detection to stay ahead of threats with cutting-edge tools, the least privilege management system, the least privilege principal management system, granting access only to users and software where it is required for them to do their jobs, as well as automated backup systems, making sure the safe recovery of your data in case it is ever compromised in the future. The basic Safeguard Tactical package also includes a sophisticated intrusion detection system. This system acts as a vigilant guard, constantly scanning and looking for potential threats. And for even more robust protection, the IDS can further be upgraded with military-grade capabilities. Developed in collaboration with the United States military, Russian Federation military, and the People's Republic of Chinese military. By implementing these solutions, You'll be on your way to being the champion of your own digital security. Safeguard empowers you to confidently navigate the online world, knowing that your data and systems are shielded by the most advanced security measures available.
Thank you so much, Brandon, for educating us on endpoints. And moving forward, let's dive into a crucial aspect of cybersecurity, which is how our network connects to the outside world and the inherent vulnerabilities this exposes us to. As we see here on our slide, our networks are gateways, not just for data and communication, but unfortunately for threats as well. The figure at the center represents the omnipresent threat of cyber attackers constantly probing for weaknesses, and it's a visual reminder that threats can come from any time and anywhere. First, let's talk about phishing. This is more than just a deceptive email. It's a sophisticated trap that can lead to the flow of your sensitive data straight into the hands of attackers. An example of this is receiving an email that appears to be from your bank asking you to verify your account details. It looks legitimate, but upon closer inspection, you notice the email address is off by a letter, and the link provided redirects to a convincing but fake login page designed to steal your credentials. That's phishing, a false facade aiming to trick individuals into handing over sensitive information. Moving on to man-in-the-middle attacks, or MITM. Imagine a spy silently eavesdropping on your private conversations. That's essentially what happens here. Attackers intercept and alter communication between two parties who believe they are directly communicating with each other. Particularly on public Wi-Fi, this can lead to data theft or alteration without either party even realizing it's happening until it's too late. Next, we see brute force attacks. This is the cyber equivalent of trying every key on a keyring until one fits. Attackers use trial and error to guess login info, encryption keys, or find hidden web pages. This method exploits the simplest vulnerability, the strength of your credentials and the security of data in transit. Lastly, we encounter DDoS, and this is short for distributed denial of service. Think of it as a traffic jam clogging up the highway, preventing legitimate traffic from reaching its destination. These attacks flood the network with so much traffic that it can't cope, and this results in a denial of service to normal traffic. As cybersecurity professionals, it is our job to put up defenses that are as dynamic and resilient as the attackers are persistent. Now that we've established the various threats that our networks face when connecting to the outside world, let's shift our focus to defense mechanisms. How do we mitigate these risks? That's what this slide aims to address. First on our list is encryption. In the digital realm, encryption is like our secret code. It's the process of converting information or data into a code to prevent unauthorized access. By encrypting data, both stored and in transit, we ensure that even if data is intercepted during a breach, it will still remain indecipherable and useless to the attackers. Next, we have proper authentication. This is the digital equivalent of a bouncer checking IDs before letting anyone into a bar. It verifies the user's credentials before granting access to the network resources. Multi-factor authentication, for instance, adds an extra layer of security, requiring 2 or more proofs of identity to decrease the likelihood of a successful brute force attack. After entering your password, which is something you know, you are prompted to enter a code sent to your phone, which is something else that you have. Moving to firewall, this is our virtual barrier. A firewall can be a software application, a hardware device, or a combination of both, and it monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. Think of it as a filter that decides who gets in and who stays out, preventing unauthorized access to or from a private network. And lastly, HTTPS, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. This is the secure version of HTTP, which is the protocol over which data is sent between your browser and the website that you are connected to. The S at the end of HTTPS stands for secure, meaning all communications between your browser and the website are encrypted. It's a fundamental security feature for safeguarding a website's integrity and the privacy and identity of its users. These tools and protocols are just the tip of the iceberg, but they are fundamental to a robust cybersecurity strategy. They protect us from the inside out, ensuring that our networks remain resilient against the threats we discussed earlier. In the world of cybersecurity, a proactive approach is always better than a reactive one. By employing these defenses, we can safeguard our data and maintain the integrity of our networks. Thank you.
Slide 10. Social engineering is defined as the practice of manipulating people into divulging confidential information, performing certain actions, or granting access to systems. In social engineering, instead of exploiting technical vulnerabilities, such as outdated software, the exploitation of human psychology and emotions is used to achieve the malicious intent. Social engineering is used to access sensitive information such as usernames and passwords, credit card numbers, or personal data that can be used for unauthorized access, identity theft, amongst other things. When conducting our examination of Lunar Leap's system, we found several vulnerabilities ripe for exploitation via social engineering. Slack was vulnerable through shared links or files. This would likely only be discovered after incidents where users receive malicious links that compromised accounts. The fix for this would be the implementation of security settings to restrict unknown links, educate users about phishing tactics, and the use of two-factor authentication to strengthen security. Microsoft Outlook was vulnerable through suspicious emails, malicious attachments, or links. This would likely only be identified after a surge in reported phishing attempts. The fix for this would be to educate users about phishing signs, to employ email filtering, and keep software updated to guard against these types of attacks. Zoom was vulnerable through Zoom bombing and through shared meeting links. These would likely only be detected following reports of unauthorized users joining meetings and causing disruptions. The fix for this would be to use meeting passwords, enable waiting rooms, and restrict screen sharing to trusted users to minimize these risks. Microsoft Teams was vulnerable through phishing through chat links. This would likely only be identified after reports of malicious links being shared in chat sessions. The fix for this would be educating users on phishing tactics, setting restrictions on file sharing, and enabling multi-factor authentication. Thunderbird was vulnerable through phishing and malware that employees opened in email attachments. These would likely only be discovered if users reported suspicious emails that led to system infections. The fix for this is to always ensure that the system is updated to the latest version, enable email filtering, and utilize updated antivirus software to prevent additional attacks. Google Drive was vulnerable through shared documents containing malicious content. This would likely only be discovered after reports of users accessing files that compromise their systems. The fix for this would be to limit document sharing to known contacts, enable virus scanning, and educate users on recognizing phishing attempts. There were other vulnerabilities that we found in our investigation of the company, which will be detailed in the formal written report. These are just a few examples of vulnerabilities we found that are easily exploited through social engineering. From this slide, you can see the simple words that can help your business to avoid vulnerabilities caused by social engineering. Determine whether an email has been spoofed by hovering over the sender's name to make sure it matches the email address and checking the email address for spelling errors and other common signs. Be suspicious of any unsolicited communication, especially from someone the receiver doesn't know. Avoid downloading suspicious email attachments. Verify someone's identity through an alternate contact method, in person or by calling them directly, before providing any sensitive information. Hover over links in emails to make sure the website URL is valid. Keeping these simple steps in mind will help protect Lunar Leaps moving forward and making the difference in the world they wish to see.
So here we have a few additional recommendations on points of interest we found while conducting our review. We took note of some of the installed software on devices that you have that are commonly overlooked. We want Lunar Leaps to get ahead of potential risks and therefore wanted to let you know about these points of concern. When it comes to software, we can begin with Internet Explorer. Microsoft began phasing out Internet Explorer in 2015 when they introduced Microsoft Edge. As a result of this new branding of their major internet browser, Internet Explorer is no longer supported or receiving any security updates. This leaves it potentially vulnerable to any new attacks that are not prevented from any last patches. Next, we have Adobe Flash. Even though Adobe Flash Player was a major player in its software field, Adobe Flash Player has lost all support, including any security updates, as of January 2021. Just as it with Internet Explorer, without these newer updates, it becomes a liability. As for some of the operating systems that we notice on your computers, we notice that some of them happen to be Mac OS 10.14 Mojave, and some even earlier. When computers reach a certain age, they can no longer receive updates due to the hardware being older and no longer compatible. It is important to ensure that any computers being utilized to access the network are kept up to date. A program should be instituted to rotate these devices near the end of their security update capabilities. We also took notice that it seems that Microsoft SQL Server 2014 is still being used and operated. The Microsoft SQL Server 2014 mainstream support has already came to an end. In addition to this, they have announced that as of July 2024, all support will come to a complete stop. This includes any and all future security updates. This leaves you vulnerable in one of your more important softwares. It is vital that Lunar Leaps be aware of these changes and try to stay ahead of them whenever possible. Microsoft SQL Server 2014 is a prime example of this. Now, instead of rushing to make these changes, Lunar Leap has the forewarning to access any devices that need to be switched over, thus preventing potential vulnerabilities that will come with utilizing unsupported programs. Some of the points of interest we have here are Adobe Shockwave, Java Runtime Environment, and Foxit Reader. Here we have Adobe Shockwave, Java Runtime, and Foxit Reader. These softwares are some of the more commonly overlooked for being out of date. This could be due to plenty of different variables to either user laziness and/or company administrators simply ignoring the security update notifications when presented. There needs to be education and immediacy to installing software updates when notified by the programs in order to prevent additional vulnerabilities. This allows the software to be updated to the most recent patch, which usually comes with new bug and stability updates.
We recommend a phased development plan for your network structure. Start strong with a central core router for optimal traffic flow. Then secure your servers behind a robust firewall. Next, we will create a secure VPN tunneling system. Seamlessly connect the branches of operations.
Right, everybody, right? If you walk past this guy and you don't give him no money, right? If you walk past this guy and you don't give him no money, then anonymous means nothing to you.
This man is anonymous.
Yes.
This is anonymous.
Come on, everybody. One more for the dreamers.
You're the best.
Good man. This woman suggested giving the food bank money to this man.
We love you, man.
This is what I'm talking about. This is compassion, generosity. This is the key.
Don't cry. Don't cry. What happens when you feel the love?
Another thing we noted when conducting our review was that there was no set response policy. Utilizing the information above, we believe that comprehensive policy can be created and tailored to Lunar Leaps. In addition, We have seen many times that there are occasions when there is a policy but no incident response map available to all employees that indicate the proper persons to respond to and who is in charge of which piece of the response. Utilizing the incident command system from emergency responders, we have taken the liberty of providing you with an organizational structure and elements map. Most responses to an attack will require members from different departments to work together. Having a structured response can reduce the potential friction or posturing that egos may bring into the situation. This will work to ensure that all employees are on the same page and are familiar with the proper response policy in place. This will aid in timeliness, efficiency, and thoroughness of a response to an ongoing cybersecurity incident. Please note that any names necessary can be easily added or adjusted later if positions change down the road.
Before we end here, we'd like to ask you guys, do you guys have any questions regarding the presentation that has been presented to you today? If not, we'd like to thank you for your time.
Lost you wandered, a ship with no sail, searching for meaning, a purpose prevail. Doubt, a harsh chorus, whispered its lies, you're just a small ember, destined to die. Let sparks ignite, deep in your soul, a fire for good, refusing to fold. Kindness, your compass, guiding the way. In every interaction, seeds of good lay. Though shadows may lengthen, and voices may sneer, this flame of compassion will conquer all fear. For purpose is power, a light in the night, and kindness, your weapon, will forever shine bright. Some may put you down, don't listen to that sound. Instead, return their hurt with dirt. Stand strong to be the hero, in you all along. Find their purpose of power, to make their love shower. Their taunts, just echoes of battles they fight, lost in their darkness, yearning for light. So let your compassion be a beacon so true, for even the jaded can find purpose anew. We're all human travelers, on a journey unknown, kindness the language that heals us, alone. So let's build bridges, not walls of disdain, together we'll rise, a chorus, no chain.
No chain. No chain.